Hi everybody, welcome back to the Daily Endeavours for the 11th of May. I'm Jackson. We've got a 15 seal set. As always, anything you want to just skip straight forward to, there'll be timestamps in the description, chapters and stuff, if you just want to avoid all the other shit that you already know. So, destroying iron Atronachs, cut logs of wood, dining room furnishing, survey report, and earning alliance points. Not a great set, and if you listened to me the other day and kept hold of your surveys, if you just got like one more, well, looks like anyone who doesn't, the chickens are coming home now to roost. So hopefully you still got a survey report lying around, because you're going to want one today because of this shit. Alright, so what I would do, if you have a survey report, do these three, or do these three if you've got high aisle DLC. If not, try your best to get a dining room furnishing, because this one's going to be the slowest. This one's going to be shit if you just have base game. And yeah, these three are just easier, I think. So I'll start with doing logs of wood with a survey report if you have a woodworking survey. So I actually have one on me here, luckily. If you don't have a woodworker survey, just try and get any other survey that you got access to. If you don't have any surveys for this, you're screwed. The only way to get surveys is to do writs. Every single writ you do, regardless of what level your crafting is, as long as you can do a writ, each one has a 10% chance of giving you a survey. So, unfortunately, even if you do all your writs today on multiple characters, there's a chance you might not even get a survey. So, yeah, not much I can do in this case if you haven't already. I suggest if you don't have any surveys in inventory, just go nuts doing writs until you get one, and then just hold on to them for a while until the survey endeavor comes up, and then repeat. But yeah, if not, yeah, I'll do what I can, but I don't think this set is very good. Regarding woodworking, I want to cover this first, because basically any of this other stuff you do, there's a chance you'll find some wood in the environment that you want to harvest while you're doing everything else. So I'm going to link this in the description if you want to have a look at it at your discretion. Each of the different nodes of wood that you can find, depending on your level and depending on your crafting level, can be found here. So the two most common ones I think you'll find are ruby ash, which is the max level one. Looks like that. You'll probably remember it from the other day. And maple, which is the minimum level. So if, for example, you have a mid-level character, or they're at halfway through getting their crafting leveled up with the first passive. So if we go into woodworking here, so this passive here, so woodworking, if you've got 5 out of 10 points in this, for example, you look at this list, it'd be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you get you might see U instead. And then the other thing is your level. So if your character's level 20, you can also see oak, for example. So it's a little bit dependent on you and your character. But if your character's max level, you'll get ruby ash. I'm probably thinking of GTA. And then you'll also get maple if your crafting is level 1. So just keep that in mind. If you're looking for any of these, it's good to know what they look like so you know what you're looking for. And in regards to surveys, there's an add-on you're also going to want to get. It is called Lost Treasure, this one here. Obviously on console, if you don't have this, my other suggestion would be, I mean, most of the surveys aren't too bad. Some of the later ones though are a pain in the ass because they were written. But what you do is you double-click on these and it'll show you in the zone where you can actually find them. As you can see here, the old ones are easy to find because, by a general perspective, you just look in this area here, and you'll eventually know what you're looking for. But if not, you can look them up on the internet. If you just, for example, if I just look up, so woodworking survey, Stormhaven, and people do videos, people do survey map locations. As you can see here, they show exactly where to find them. So yeah, won't be very difficult to find what you're looking for, even if you don't have the item. So surveys always give you 6 woodworking nodes. So yeah, you'll just need 1 survey, and then you're good to go for the woodworking stuff. So if you can, it's not mandatory, but it is very helpful if you do this on a character who has max level woodworking, because you'll only get ruby ash, which is easily the most important woodworking material type that you can get. So I wouldn't to go further with this whole thing with the endeavors thing. I wouldn't suggest refining this, because there are also endeavors where they'll ask you to refine raw materials, and ruby ash is wood nodes are perfect for that, because they tend to be the cheapest one anyway. to sell, so it's best just holding on to them. So yeah, that's a way to do both of these super quick. Yeah, I can't grab that. Yeah, so there's a woodworking node in the overland. Yeah, I don't have Thieves Guild on this character, so I can't grab that thing. So, one more thing. There's another add-on. I'll link both the add-ons in the description. So it's called Harvest Map. And what this will do is it gives you nodes on the map that you can look for. So, for example, you can see all these woodworking nodes that I've found in the wilderness for Craglorn. So anything that you found will be saved onto the map as a pin. So whenever you get these endeavors, you can come back to these locations and see if there's another woodworking node there. And you might just end up finding a heap very quickly using that as well. So that can be handy. Alright, let's move on. Right, dining room furnishings. Ugh. Alright, so here are... I don't know where the room comes from. It's just dining furnishings. They show up as dining. Anyway, benches, chairs, counters, and tables. Any of these work, but the issue is, unlike the previous ones, even though the Soul Gem one's like still painful as it is, because it's 500 gold, there are no easy items that you can buy from any of these categories without spending either a little bit of crowns, which is, I try to avoid that whenever possible, because using real life money for anything in this is, just try and find a way around it. There are no items that you can just easily get from furnishing vendors, like you can with all the other furnishing stuff we've had. So I'll just go through what I think are the easiest ways to get this one done, or the least taxing on your resources. So the quick way would be just going to any of the vendors, looking up furnishing, and just typing like chair, and you look through these, and on the top left of this item description, you'll see it says furnishing dining. And that dining item, like that dining word there, is what you're looking for. So anything with the dining word there is worth it here. So what I would do is I'd look at these names here and I'd put them in to this description, because the odds are most of the items here that you'll be looking for is okay, interesting. They will be mostly dining items. So we'll just go counter. Yeah, so 12,000 dining item. That's the issue, right? So they're quite expensive, but the thing is, unlike a lot of things, like there's some cases where you'll do an endeavor and it will cost a fair bit of gold. The difference between this one and some of those other ones is this amount of gold, you'll be spending this once, because all you need to complete this endeavor is one furnishing. That's it. So as soon as you buy this, you put it in your house, it's all good to go. From this point on, you don't have to spend anything more on this furnishing, but it's just that little investment, well, in this case, a big investment early on, that will be the pain in the ass thing. So yeah, you can just keep coming through these, just having a look. Yeah, so you can see there. So I'm trying table. So there you go, so another 9,000 gold thing. There's a green item. Here's the other thing I wanted to talk about. So there's a green item that you can make. And the thing about it is, there's very little requirements. I don't think there's any requirements at all, actually. So we come to the woodworker. Where is she? Oh, there she's like blending in. So all the woodworkers in the game give you this thing. So you're looking for the common table slanted. This is a dining item. You can craft it from level 1. You can make a new character, buy this recipe, put it on them, and they can make this recipe straight away. The biggest issue is going to be the resources. Pitch is easy. You can find it in a lot of places. It's very cheap, and you can usually find it in big and small stacks. Nickel, if you just scroll down near the bottom, you'll see this character sells nickel for 15 gold a piece, infinite source, so you don't really have to worry about that one. The biggest issue is going to be heartwood. Heartwood is quite expensive. It's like a couple hundred gold a piece, and usually it's difficult. Like if I go to these guild vendors here, and I'll look up heartwood. So you go materials, furnishing material. Oh yeah, sorry, take table away. Yeah, so you can see here. So heartwood, people usually sell them in big stacks, because that's usually what people buy. They just buy a full stack and just make a shit ton of furnishings. You usually don't find heartwood in small quantities. Not that I would buy a fucking heartwood for 2,000 gold a piece. Whenever you buy multiple items, never look at this. always be looking at this, because this is the total, but this is the cost per item. It's much better not looking at this, because the total could be low, but the amount you're paying per item could be very high, and that's not what you want. So you can look through many guild stores looking for heartwood, but the odds are quite low that you'll find... Oh, I mean, there you go. But yeah, even then, like, that's more than I would buy. I mean, it's up to you. But you could do that, but that's still quite similar to what you'd probably spend on a chair or a table. But that is one other thing you can do. Here's the thing, right? Doing logs of wood, if you do the survey report, the woodworking survey, you don't get any heartwood. If you do a different survey and do the wood logs separately, there is a chance you can get some heartwood from those. So maybe look at trying to get some from that, because that's how you get heartwood. It's just random from wood nodes. And you only need 2. So the odds are one single rough wood log might give you multiple. So yeah, you could try that. You could spend a little bit of time trying to do that. You could go around trying to find some yourself. If you do want to look at that, I'll link another thing in the description so much. But this website here, Terminal Trade Center, for example, you go your which server you're on, and yeah, you can see it's right here actually. So heartwood's like a hot ticket item, I guess. So you got 10 there for 357. That's actually pretty good. But 10 for 3,500, that's not great. Yeah, skin grad. So yeah, what you can do is you can go advanced search, look up between 2 and 2. So if there's anyone selling just 2, you can have a look. So there you go. So you can see there's 2 there for 800 gold. You can try that. That was 40 minutes ago. It's pretty new. But what I would do is just maybe check to see if there's any cheaper ones out there. Because yeah, 400 is still more than the list price. But I mean, for 2, that's a pretty good price, I think. So that's what I would try there. But yeah, anything more than that, I think is just... I think it's going to be pretty rough trying to get one either way. But yeah, this is what I would do, because ultimately, this is going to be the least amount of time wasted trying to get this one done, because this thing is super duper cheap in comparison to a lot of the chairs and tables and shit that you'll find. Because we saw there a lot of them are 10 grand, whereas this it's 3,000 goldish to buy all that stuff, assuming you get a little bit of pitch and not a big stack of it. But even then, pitch is super cheap usually. A couple of heartwood is worth the same as a full stack of pitch usually. I'll just list one more thing in regard to dining room furnishings. Obviously, you need a house, so I'll just quickly go through that. Don't worry, it's a lot easier getting a house for free. So just come to this location here, northwest of the Wayshrine in Volkelgard. This area here, there'll be a lady you can talk to. Just exhaust the dialogue, you'll complete a quest, you'll get a free house. If you open the map, go to houses, go here in collected. The house you will get will be here. It'll depend on your alliance. There'll be Morris Kiss Public House for Oradon, for Old Very Dominion, Ebony Flask for Evanhart Pact, and then Rose Line for Daggerfall Covenant. Alright, once you're in your house and you got your item, or if you want to check if you've actually got an item first, because some people might still have that item from the last time this was up, so you want to check retrieve. If you've got a house, if you've bought one of those pre-furnished houses for more crowns or whatever, you might have one. So what you want to do is go into the menu and go retrieve here, go down to dining, and if there's anything that is actually a dining item, it'll list here. So as you can see, I've actually got one. This one here. Now, if you already have it in your home, what you can do is you can pick it up, you can stow it away, and at the bottom left, you'll see it says undo with the Z key. You press that, and as you can see on the bottom left there, that counts as placing it. So now you go redo, which takes it away, undo, which places it again. That actually counts as placing it. So that's what I would do. If it's already in your inventory, you just come in, you go into your menu here, go place, dining, red card chair. Oh yes, that's Dragon. Yep. And then place it, and then undo, redo, and same process, just swap around. So those are the 2 ways there. Now, if you want to buy one for crowns, I don't recommend this. I say use this as a last resort. But if you have a teeny weeny amount of crowns left, I I think 50 is enough. Go F5, go, oh sorry, the housing menu, browse, and go to purchase. Now what you want to type in is Argonian, and go down to dining. You want chairs, you want Argonian chair rough. This is the cheapest dining item that you can get. It definitely prioritizes function over form. But yeah, if you just want to get an item to do this with, that is the cheapest item. And you know, you can just come into your house, no worries, just use those 20 crowns and do it. But again, I try not to use crowns in any situation where it's possible, because yeah, you might have 0 crowns, or you just, yeah, not good spending real money currency, I think, on anything that has to do with like daily stuff. But it's a one-time purchase, so it's your call. It's not my call to make. Alright, so now we've got Iron Atronachs. So there's only a few places I would really suggest doing this, and the only 2 places I would do it personally are in High Isle. If you don't have this DLC, there is one other place which I'll show you, but it is arse, and I'll show you why. So, High Isle, what are the 2 locations? Well, one, the easiest one to use is going to be volcanic vents. The only issue with this, though, if you haven't done this before, again, just like with the dining furnishings one, there's a little bit of an initial investment, and by little I mean you're going to have to travel a fucking lot. There's 7 way shrines in total that you want, maybe 6. It's super important, I guess. Well, I mean, you start off with 1, so I suppose that's okay. But you want this way shrine, because this one here, this way shrine for that one, this way shrine for that one, or this one could work as well, I guess. And then over here you want to travel to Amenos, and you want to get this way shrine, and maybe this way shrine too, because that one's closer. And that way you have easy access to all the volcanic vents. You also want to move over them, because what happens is, if you haven't been there yet, you won't know which one's up right now. Whereas right now, now that I've got all of them, I haven't completed them, but I've gone to them before. So what it'll do is, when the next one comes up, it will tell me when it's active. You can see the twin swords icon when I wait long enough. It's taking its sweet old time though. Bloody hell, there we go, finally, fucking hell. Oh, it's the same one as before. That's funny. That's the thing about these. They're not like dolmens. They're not like set on a specific path. They are completely random. Sometimes you can get the same one twice in a row, and it's quite funny. So when you clear one, just wait at the same spot, because sometimes they can go back up. So yeah, that's what it looks like. So if you don't have them unlocked, like if you haven't been to them, they'll show up like this. They'll be like sort of darker and grayed out sort of thing, and they won't tell you when they're up. I think this is an add-on anyway, but yeah, you won't be able to know which one's up, and they can be kind of hard to see from long range. They're not like dolmens where you can hear them from 10,000 miles away. So yeah, like you can kind of see them in the distance, but they don't make as much noise, I think. So yeah, that's what I would suggest there. And the reason for this is these volcanic vents, they have tons of Iron Atronachs. Sometimes they can have a few, sometimes they can have tons of Iron Atronachs. It just depends. This is going to be a little bit RNG heavy, but the good thing about this is, no matter how good you are, you're kind of not going to be struggling with this, because there'll be fuck tons of people doing this, trying to do the same thing. So you can see one in the distance there, that's what they look like, these guys here. Everything else doesn't matter. The hive golem, the magma golems here, they don't count as Iron Atronachs, these guys here. The only things that do are those big, they look exactly like Frost Atronachs, but like a fire version. Where are they? I've come here too late, so it's not actually showing up. Oh, I mean, there's not any that are spawning. But if you get here and you get to the boss, don't stress out too much just yet. You'll probably have to do another one, but there's a chance that the boss can be a Iron Atronach, and 2, that it can spawn Iron Atronachs with it, because that is a thing as well. Oh god, I'm getting wrecked. But yeah, so there you go. There's another one. Are there any more though? I should have put Vigor on, shouldn't I? Oh Jesus! What just happened? I guess the Flamehounds count? That's a bit weird. It just gave me all of them like that. That's fucking crazy. Okay. Well, I guess that's done. So yeah, see what I mean? Don't worry if you don't get the Iron Atronachs at the start. Because what will usually happen is there's 3 things here. You get this spot here. There'll be this spot over here. And then this spot over here. So there's like 3 sort of fire pits. Yeah, here it is. Lava pits. And they spawn groups of enemies. And those groups of enemies can be Iron Atronachs as well. So it's just dependent. But as you saw there, I think the boss, either he spawned things that count as Iron Atronachs, like effects, and as soon as the effects end, it counts as killing an Atronach, or maybe it's just the wolves that it spawned also count as Atronachs. It's a bit weird. But yeah, anyway. So eventually you'll get it done just doing these, but it will take you a little bit of time getting all these places unlocked. Because yeah, it's how it works. So in order to get to Amenos, if you haven't been there, you just use this spot here. There'll be a boat that you can travel to. Or you just interact with it, and it takes you over here. And get this way shrine up here, get this one, and then this one. Easy as. And yeah, you probably won't need to do it any more than twice, I think. Alright, so I'll talk about the other 2 options now. I don't think the second option is as good as using the volcanic vents, but if you don't have any volcanic vents yet, it can be quicker to do, because it's this public dungeon here. Coin are these special enemies called Soul Razor Knights. They all look like this. They might have different weapons, but they all look pretty much like this. They're like purple, sort of metallic, cool construct-like enemies. They're big. They're relatively tough for an overland enemy, but they're nothing you can't handle on your own. So you're looking for these. I think there's probably 8 in total in the public dungeon. Now, I don't know how accurate this will be on peak hour or prime time, but I would say you'd be okay, because everybody else is probably doing the volcanic vents. Again, I would still recommend volcanic vents more, but yeah, you can also use the Soul Razor Knights. So you don't just find them in Spire of the Crimson Coin, but you probably find them the most here, as opposed to many other places. But you can find them in Overland. There's one in Tor Drayok. So theoretically, I suppose you could do this quest 5 times, but cancel it at the end, and just keep killing the boss that spawns. Or just sit in the boss room and wait for it to respawn. You could do stuff like that, I suppose. But yeah, either Spire of the Crimson Coin, or just get the volcanic vents unlocked and do it that way. Alright, let's talk about the terrible option. So Vardenfell, Forgotten Waste. You can find, I think, a total of 6 or 7 Iron Atronachs in Forgotten Waste. The difference between this and Spire of the Crimson Coin, though, is if people have got High Isle to get Spire of the Crimson Coin, they've got the volcanic vents. They're going to do the volcanic vents anyway. This is the only base game option you have available for Iron Atronachs. And it is shit, because everybody else has the same idea. So usually you're waiting for them to respawn. But if you do want to use this, if you have no other alternative, I still think it's better than doing Alliance points. And obviously, if you don't have a server report, you can't do that one anyway. So, personally, I would probably skip and just do these 2, if you can. I mean, even that one, I guess. If you can't even find a cheap dining room furnishing. But yeah, at least, just do this one and call it a day. But if you do want to do this one, I'll show you how to get there. So, home tours is what you want. And the house that you're looking for is... it's something Sanctuary. Give me a sec. It's Sanctuary. So you probably won't find anything in recommended, because this is quite a house that... Oh, it's a house that few people use. So Kushalit Sanctuary. There you go. So it's like a sort of Daedric Shrine themed house. So travel to anyone's house like this, and this will get you close to the starting area for Forgotten Wastes. So once you get here, just leave the home immediately. And as you can see here, you start pretty damn close to the Forgotten Wastes public dungeon. What I would do first is get this way shrine, so that you can then easily access this area in the future. There are other cases for endeavors where you have to beat public dungeon bosses in Forgotten Wastes or in Vardenfell. I have seen those endeavors before. I haven't seen them for a while, but I don't know. They have these like phases. Right now, it seems to be a bloody one housing item per endeavor set phase. So there you go. So we got Forgotten Waste. It's right there. You can see that door, but we're just going to grab this way shrine first, so we can get here from in later times. Not that I would use this for Iron Atronachs though in the future. Assume we have High Isle. So Way Shrine get. I used to play an old Yu-Gi-Oh game, and I think the translations weren't too great. Because anytime you get a rare item, it'd just say Mirror Wall get. Next issue is the Iron Atronachs are in... They're usually quite far away from each other, and everybody usually like waits in those spots for one of them to spawn. So the best way to do it would be to run across and just like get multiple by getting one and then running off and getting a second one. But because everybody sort of... Oh, god damn it. Because everybody sits at one spot waiting for one to respawn, and they're just immediately killing them when they spawn, it will mean that you can't really do that. So yeah, it's not great sometimes. I'll just chuck on Vigor. This would be better. We can do the old Vigor, Cloak, and then spam siphoning attacks. So here's a great example. So you can see all the dead ones. So this is one of the spawn locations for Iron Atronachs. There is also this group event. This is probably the best spot, because this group event here will also spawn Iron Atronachs over and over. But if they die too quickly, they don't spawn many. So we came just in time, because she's the one who spawns the Iron Atronachs. Okay. I see how it is. And yeah, that's the group event. So if there's too many people, they just kill them too quick. So this is one spawn. I'll go through and show the other ones. So from where you do the group event, you just go a little bit south up the wooden scaffolding. In here, there'll be another one. Where is it? Not in this room, I believe. I think, yeah, you come up here. Past these schmucks. Happens a Coggaroon. There'll be, yeah, so you can see another one there. Oh, it's spawned. And I believe there's another one right there. So this is also a pretty good place because you get one there, and then you can also get another one to spawn over here. So I'm going to try and leave them because someone else will probably want them. I'll stop it. Stop pulling me out of stealth, you fucker. These are not the daggers you're looking for. Okay. So I think... Yeah, there. Perfect. So yeah, there's another one. So this is also a pretty good place because you get two that spawn. There's another one up there somewhere, and I think there's another one down the road here. So you might get lucky like this, but this is not something that you should just expect to happen. Just come in here and nobody's attacking these Iron Atronachs. Yeah, there's another one there. So you get 3 in here. So yeah, praise your RNG gods if you get these 3 here and nobody else is killing them. Yeah, maybe it's a good thing that everyone's out there killing the other ones. Yeah, so that's... I think there's also a few more upstairs, but it's like getting... The only way I would do it would be start upstairs, get a bunch of them upstairs, and then... Or like kill the ones upstairs, and then like drop down and see if you can quickly kill these ones. But you're going to need to be a little bit careful on fall damage. Oh yeah, also obviously don't go down there because it's an insta-kill, I think. Alright, now I'll talk about alliance points. There's not really much we want to talk about with this one because this is the worst option. The reason I say that is the amount of alliance points you need for 15,000, like the way to get them, it's going to be slow. Probably the most accurate way is going to be, or reliable way is going to be doing battlegrounds, but even then, you'll need to do 2, maybe 3. Because I think, I don't know how many alliance points you get per battleground. I'll need to look it up. Yeah, so it's 7,000 for second place, 12,000 for first place. So you need to do it at least twice, maybe 3 times. And the issue is every battleground will be 15 minutes, maybe less, depending on how one-sided the game is. And then adding on to that the amount of time it's going to take for queue to pop. And as you can see here, queue times may fluctuate depending on population and queue. It can take a while. Yeah, it is not one I would recommend, just because of how long this one can take. And doing it in serial, it's just as bad, because taking keeps, I think taking keeps is like 6,000 or 8,000, and it takes a while to take a keep. Like, it's not really something you can do on your own very easily. Yeah, they're not showing up, but yeah. Taking resources, that's about 2,000 per resource, so you'd need to do that 8 times in order to do it that way. You'd need to kill 8 players, which sounds easy on paper, but it's not. Especially if you go on a time where it's like there's not many players on, and the only players that are left are going to be the experienced ones who you probably can't kill. So yeah, I don't like relying on this one, just because sometimes it can take way too long for 15 fields. But yeah, Battlegrounds is probably the way to go here, but it will be long. So yeah, if you got a lot of time to play, I guess it's on the weekend, but yeah, not one I would recommend. Anyway, if you got any questions about any of this stuff, just let me know. But I think that's enough time. Yeah, it's quite a long video, this one. So thanks everyone for watching. Thanks for your support as always. I'll see you all next time, and take care.